Oh, that's weird. It's recording now.
That was good, man.
Welcome to the Biz for Good Show, where we highlight misfits, outcasts, and renegades for the being good and doing good movement. We spotlight people that are changing the world by having integrity and honesty and creating an environment of connection, thus showing the true secret to success and creating a life of greater impact. So come on board and create your own Biz for Good life.
Welcome to the Biz for Good Show! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Bobby Glenn James, along with the Ryan Pilkington. And welcome to episode 102. That's right, people. We are in the 3 digits, and we have, of course, an amazing guest today in the house, Sun Serpent Walking, Mr. X. Tell us about the show, Ryan.
Yeah, thanks for joining us for episode 102 of the Biz for Good Show.
This is going to be a good show today. I can totally tell it.
Yeah, you got to get
I hope we didn't get all the good stuff out before we hit record, though, because we had such good stuff going
I think
on.
this guy's just permeating it.
His Earth name, of course, is Steven. So
Or Steve.
Steve.
Steve
Yes,
works.
Steve works. Yeah. Only official Steven on books.
Oh, sometimes I'm Steven. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that, people.
This is going to be, hold on to your seatbelts. It's going to be a crazy ride.
This is
going
gonna
to
be a crazy ride.
right now. And I don't even know how I'm going to rein you in, so.
Oh my gosh, I think we have to do a Google challenge.
You think so?
I think we have to because Steve is gonna kick it.
Kick it.
He's
Okay,
gonna kick it.
okay.
He's gonna put Google in its place. I have a feeling.
Google.
Are you up for the Google challenge,
I
Steve?
guess.
Okay, he's up for the Google challenge, Ryan.
I know what it
tell
is.
us what's going on.
Yeah, so speaking with Mr. X,
Thank you.
we're going to be talking about some interesting things, so you got to stay tuned. And, yeah. And, yeah, you can do the bio now.
You want me to do the bio? Ladies and gentlemen, if I want to change my life, I change my brain. If I want to change my brain, I change my story. If I want to change my story, I change my words. Coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The Art of Extreme Speech, Truth Speak, with Stephen Sun Serpent Walking Thomas. How explicit boundaries can heal my life and my relationships. Cure my emotional allergies to love, compassion, and success, and create unconditional love, truth, and partnership everywhere I go so that I can experience the full measure of my creation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Stephen Thomas, a.k.a. Sun Serpent Walking.
.com. We've changed roles today.
We changed roles today.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen today
Yeah.
on the show, and I can't keep my headphones on.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, we'll change roles.
okay, let's
completely.
change roles. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're two fun, adventurous entrepreneurs sharing their experiences on the real secret to success in business, doing all things with a be good, do good mindset. There is so much bad noise in the world. Let's fight against the noise and flood it with the good. Good against the noise.
Good against the noise.
You can find us on FB, IG,
FB, IG,
IT,
Facebook,
PD,
Instagramians, Insta,
and
IT,
Twitterites.
And
you got to go there and put hashtag Melee on it. And, yeah,
hashtag Melee.
I mean, Crayley.
Crayley, yes.
Yeah.
Crayley, how do you spell it, Cedric?
Crayly.
Yeah,
Crayly. That is a biz for good word. It means cool, crazy. Crayley, you are so Crayley today, Ryan.
That's right.
Even though you're on steroids.
Yeah, I'm on steroids. Shh.
Don't tell
On the
people.
download.
Don't tell people.
On the download.
Muscles are getting big, baby.
I'm bulking up for winter.
All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We'd like to talk about Builderall, builderall2millions.com. If you're looking for that digital marketing platform to build your own websites, your own sales funnels, all of your own webinars and all that good stuff, go to one place. You need a mailer? You do not need all those other mailing programs. BuilderAllToMillions.com will connect you with all of that. Super, super cool platform. We've been looking for a platform like this for months and months, and we've settled on BuilderAllToMillions.com, an amazing platform for building websites and connecting all of your digital marketing needs.
And there's some earning potential there. I put the affiliate link on our Facebook page so that you can tap into your millions.
Yeah, if you use the product and you get other people to use the product, you get an ongoing affiliate
Earnings.
payout, or whatever you want to call it.
.com.
BuilderAllToMillions.com. All right, I think we just get straight into the show, except for we're doing a Google challenge.
Dun, 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 dun.
Google challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, we have Google coming in at 50 bazillion trillion searches a day. Google.
In the last episode, you called it Oodle or Goodle.
Goodle. I called it Goodle.
Something.
Goodle is its redheaded stepchild. Goodle. Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, Sun Serpent Walking, Steve Thomas. Wow, that was what you got?
No, he didn't find anything. That was me.
Oh, that was you. I was like, wow,
I didn't hear anything, so I
He's got
jumped
his
in.
own. He's got
That's
his
right.
built-in whistler.
If Ryan goes to sleep, I'm ready.
like, I didn't hear that. I've touched every button on there, and I didn't remember hearing that one. Interesting. Okay, here's how Google Challenge works. Here's what happens.
Good.
So what we will do is we will put in the question for Google. And today, are we putting in the title, which is...
I don't know the title because you just threw it down like that.
No, we know the title.
The title is
Looking for Mr. X.
Looking for Mr. X.
No, Finding Mr. X?
This might
Being
be
Mr. X.
relationship stuff.
Finding
No,
Mr.
what
X.
did you have on the title? What did you got? Well, you put a title.
I put a title.
You put a title. It's called
Speaking-
Speaking with Mr. X. That'll be
I
a
see.
hard one to Google.
Aha.
What could we ask Google that you're an expert in?
Yeah.
What could we ask Google?
We got to pit your skills to Google skills.
Yes.
If you talk to my people, they think I know everything. I sound like I know everything. So what does Speaking with Mr. X come up with?
Oh, let's try it. Speaking with Mr. X. This might be kind of fun. Hopefully it doesn't come
I
up
am
with
Mr. X.
No, so we don't go to first page.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, the first page is
leave
lame.
that
Second
alone.
page is lame.
All right, good.
We're going to go to the third page of Google
Good.
because that's where all the excitement happens. Is this
Wow.
the third page?
Yeah.
Hello, this is Mr. X speaking. Oh, perfect. You click on it. Let's see what happens.
Reality TV.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm scared.
Just click it.
I'm
What is
clicking.
punch?
Congressional record,
I'm
though.
clicking.
Proceedings and debates.
I'm clicking.
Hello, this is Mr. X speaking. Synopsis Day 37. It's
What?
the big boss house where nothing ever goes unnoticed, whether it is done with the intention of a joke or a serious action. What will happen tonight is a perfect example of to explain the same. After
I don't
This
understand.
is on an
Friends,
episode or something.
yeah, this is
There's
lame.
a Taliban guy over there in the
Yeah,
corner. That
that's-
scares me. a little bit.
Yeah,
I
that,
say we get
it's
out
like
of
they're
there.
all-
Of course, that was kind of ethnic for me to say
Finding
that.
Mr. X, the story of anti-crying hate page.
oh, okay.
Cycling tips.
Finding
Cycling.
Mr.
You are a
X.
cyclist, are
Finding
you not?
Mr. X. No, I don't do
Oh,
any of
okay.
Yeah,
that.
it is
Right,
cycling.
right.
Well, he's a meditator.
I do yoga. Yoga
Yeah,
and
some-
meditation.
Some stories have clear native.
What?
Okay.
Native what?
In meditation.
All right.
Oh,
Okay, good.
Okay.
There, we gotta.
now
we gotta feel the zen.
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
click it up a little bit. Okay, go to page
Meditations
3.
on masculinity, but you don't do the first page, luckily.
Okay, VR Dear Vamanasa
Yeah.
speaking about meditation. Oh, this has got to be good.
You think?
Yeah, sure. Talk by Shira Rahana Hashamanana.
Oh boy,
Wait, go down. Is this it?
That's
That's
it.
out. That's it.
that's it.
Okay, people. We need a better question. Talk.
Obviously,
Transcendent
Okay, transcendental meditation.
Okay, there we go. Now we got something. Let's just find something interesting to say.
Okay.
Is that it, Ryan? Is that the interesting? Right there. Let's do it. Right there. To tell the truth.
Oh.
I don't particularly like that photograph. No, that's lame. Paragraph, I mean.
Oh, paragraph. Reading would be a good skill. I'm going to send you guys a thing to the
It'd be
Larry
good.
Miller.
The reading rainbow.
This is the Wikipedia.
Is that not good? Oh my goodness.
Yoga and
Speaking a
meditation.
life of whatever that said. Productivity. There we go.
Okay.
Now we're on to something.
Now
here.
we are onto something.
A life of productivity.
Yeah, but what
Here
does it
we
have
go.
to do with Mr. X? I don't get it.
It's TEDx.
Oh, I see. I get it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Okay. Oh, let's do this piece right here.
Okay.
This talk will leave you with practical, counterintuitive takeaways, including how working fewer hours can increase your productivity, how to tame distractions, how you can drink caffeine strategically instead of habitually to gain more energy, how to work with intention, how you can get more done by making your work harder, not easier. Oh, that's interesting. How you can take advantage of your tired periods to do your best creative work. Ooh, what do you think of that?
I think it's right on the money, so to speak.
Right on the money.
We'll talk about things like that. We can talk about that very stuff.
Go for it.
Absolutely.
Really?
Well, yeah, this is so Google has spoken. Now it's up to you to kind of give your 2 cents. So you give us what you think.
Well, we got to
that
start back a little ways and build a context so that I can answer those questions because I'm going to.
I like it.
Do
Yeah,
you?
A context.
All right, good. Well, do we go to the part where I tell this silly, goofy thing about myself?
No.
Yeah.
Well, we're still in Gookie.
Gookie. Okay,
we're still in Gookie challenge.
Google challenge.
It's not Goodle.
You're having a
it's
hard time with
Gookie.
Google today.
It's Gookie. Yo, Gookie. That sounds like a little Japanimation show or something.
Okay.
It's Gookie. It's Gookie.
While you're having fun, I'm going to do an interview over
Oh,
here.
yeah.
La la la. I'm in my own little.
So tackling. Gee, I don't know what happened. I took my pill this morning. There it is. It says how to tame distractions. Because that's
Perfect. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, like I'll do the interview. You guys keep going.
How to tame
We're
Bobby.
just gonna listen.
Who has the volume knob? You know, there are 3 mics here. This is the one right here. Okay.
How do you tame
Well,
distractions?
that's exactly what the mind at rest, the X process that I like to talk about, is all about. And in this process, I have a theme that I talk about the now. Everybody knows about the now, right?
Absolutely.
You have a
The
now,
Power of Now?
The Power of Now.
It's a
Eckhart
great
Tolle,
book.
right?
Yeah,
It's a great
yeah.
book. Well, I don't believe that.
That stuff is crap.
The power of tomorrow.
I think that Eckhart Tolle has a good thing, and I think everybody needs to learn about their now.
If you want to go to sleep, it's a great audiobook to listen
But
to.
my book,
Yeah.
that you can't go to sleep to my book because it's not out yet.
Oh, very good.
But my book talks about the space between the nows.
Space between the now.
Is because see,
Not
you
the
and-
toes, but the
those
nows.
people listening right now. I mean, just blink your eyes for just a second. Inventory what's happening right now.
The now's over.
The now.
It's
It
over
already
after
ended,
that.
didn't
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
Dang
There
it.
And so I
it's
went
gone.
from that now to this
new-
now. Exactly right. I'm
And
going
you're
from
saying
now
there's
to now.
something in the
There's
middle
a
of
space
that.
between those nows.
Oh my crap! This is deep.
This is good. Isn't this good? In
Yes.
fact, it is deep. In fact, I like to say that that's the quantum reality. If you've studied tesseracts in the 4th dimension,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
do
studied a
that.
ton of that, haven't you, Ryan?
That was my major.
major tesseract in the 4th dimension. Well,
That was your major at
Doogie Howser.
No, crap. If I was
Quantum
a
physics.
better
Remember.
Harry Potter guy, I'd know what school he went to. There we go.
Hogwarts.
Thank you. Hogwarts with the
No.
millennials. Okay, sorry,
Quantum-
we took you off track
I would
again.
say-
We
yeah.
took you-
I would say
This is
quantum-
about-
he's looking at us like, dude, why do you guys keep messing?
how to
I'm
tame
getting deep here.
distractions. Find the volume knob. That's what you got to do. Rip out the plug. So we're talking about the space between the now, and I really call that the quantum, the dark matter. It's the emptiness that Buddha talked about in the Bodhisattva Sutra. There's this place where the emptiness, full potential is there. And when I find that space between the nows, then I actually am allowing that potential, the emptiness, to come up in my life. And that's where my X is. That's where I want to leave my Y. I don't want to go to Y. I want to go to my X. Get that X thing going on.
It's like a map. You want to go right to the treasure.
To the center.
To the treasure.
I go to the center, which is the seventh direction in Native American spirituality, and it's the fourth dimension in an 11-dimensional universe, which, if you're into quantum physics, that there are 11 dimensions.
I'm into quantum leap.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm having a hard time with 3 dimensions.
Mathematically,
we're going to 11.
Mathematically, they've proven the logical probability of 20 or 22 dimensions, but physics says you can't have that many because they don't work. In physics, the most that will work would be 10 or 11. This is a superstring theory. Multiple dimensions.
I'm familiar with superstring and membrane theories, and those
membrane.
are both connected, right?
So
Crazy, the
membrane, you're
membrane.
talking about Stuart Hameroff, who is the dude who did all the stuff. He thinks he's discovered the quantum molecule in the brain that actually connects the brain to the emptiness.
everything else.
To everything.
Exactly.
That thread
That's
of
the
connection.
whole point of the string theory is that they're all strings, but the membrane theory is we're all just a membrane of connection, right?
Cool.
Isn't those are the
Exactly.
two differences?
Right. And when I go to the space between the
Good
now,
job, Bob.
I'm going to
like
that
this stuff.
space where we are all connected right there in that space between the nows.
Oh, the space between the now.
And so,
It sounds like a good
if we can do an
That
interview
does, the
here,
space between the nows. Yes.
yeah, when we get to do the interview
Yeah,
later
we're
on,
not there yet.
We're not there
We're-
yet,
yeah,
but
we're not
later
there.
on, we can actually, I'll do a meditation and teach you how to be enlightened, how to go to that place for 30 seconds.
Oh, for 30 seconds.
It's a 30-second meditation. It's very
30
cool.
seconds.
we
in
can do
between.
that.
Okay,
It's
we
called
can totally last 30
extreme. Get the X. It's called extreme mindfulness.
extreme mindfulness.
Ah, boy, I tell you,
.com.
I got to practice my voice next time I'm on the show, if the show continues. I mean, I don't know. This could be the last show.
We might explode. I mean, we did have the fire alarm go off earlier.
There-
We might just explode here on the show. I mean, we may be into something so deep and so crazy,
Yeah.
we may all just implode.
Exactly.
And no one will ever see us again. Guys, sorry if that happens. I'm just...
Then,
We get-
yeah, it could be the earthquake alarm that goes next time. I mean, a mere fire. You can handle that with water, right? Earthquake, no.
no,
There's
not
way.
so much.
I'll just dip into my fifth dimension.
Yeah, we
Fourth
could
dimension,
squeak out-
Ryan.
I like
Fourth-
the I like
you
the,
like the
I
fifth dimension.
I like the music from Fifth Dimension.
Oh, I got you. I kind of like YMCA myself, but you stick with it if you like. From the moon beyond the
So
sun.
I am going to say, with a shadow of a doubt,
All right.
that Steve has won the Google challenge because
Really?
it was much more interesting
Yeah.
than
Than that
anything we
crap.
read on there.
Exactly right.
And I have a feeling we're gonna get much deeper today
Oh, my
and
gosh.
have a whole lot more fun.
Yeah.
So, ladies and
Today-
gentlemen, the winner is Steve Thomas, Sons
Thank you.
Serpent Walking.
Oh,
Wow, this
I
is
didn't
so
hear
good.
anything from you, Ryan.
Oh,
so
yeah,
there I am.
yeah.
I'm putting something in here. Oh, that's weird.
Talking about
That's
dimensions.
cool. And the X. That works on the X.
Okay, do the cartoon one. We're fixing to start the interview. I like that one. It's got everything. It's got
It
everything.
really has everything.
All right, Ryan, let's get serious. We're going to get serious now, and I'm hitting the table with the don't tap the table.
Yeah, it says don't tap.
Well, you're
the table.
hitting the table. So
Oh,
you're
that's totally different. That's totally different.
That sounds totally better.
That kind of sounded like Thor. Yeah.
We got Thor's hammer up there.
Yeah, no kidding. There it is.
Icebreaker. Of course, we've broken the ice, and we are now into the second dimension of ice breaking.
Yes.
cool.
We want. Let's
dude.
get to know Steve.
Okay.
Let's get to know Son Serpent Walking,
All right.
and
So,
maybe how you got that name.
well, I got to tell you. So, I have this thing about understanding how things work. It's a thing. Like I look at a thing and I start breaking it down, and people think I'm a nerd, and I factor everything.
Do they think you're a nerd?
I think
are
they
you
think
a
I'm
nerd?
a nerd. Well, I don't think so. I think, but when I was a kid, I mean, here's like the icebreaker guess thing. When I was a kid, like I think I was like 2 years old, 18 months old. I went to the hospital in about a 6-month period. I went to the hospital like 4 times. The reason why is because I would take anything I could find and put it in my nose. I wanted to make sure how things worked. And the one time I went, I'd take this. Oh, here's a screw. Well, where does this go? I tried my eye, and that didn't work, right? So I went for the nose. Oh, it fits up here. And I went to the doctor twice to pull screws out of my nose. They had to keep. And it was like, how does this work? How do these things fit together?
I love it.
And by learning how things fit together, I learned how to take things apart, to separate the now from the now so I can go to the space between the nows. and have my experience
I like that.
as the observer. I become the observer rather than the participant in the now. And I am participating in the
You're
now.
outside of the now
And
looking
inside.
in.
Outside and inside.
He's gone. Hey.
Oh, we just
Yeah,
turned
whatever
over.
that was.
We just blew.
That was
everything.
part of the earthquake that
Yeah,
you were
that
talking
was
about.
amazing.
It's just beginning, guys. That was just the first vibration.
Yeah, that was just the first vibration.
In our last episode, we had to leave because of a fire.
Fire.
Just to let everyone know.
Yeah.
And now we're really on fire.
Like,
We're on fire with energy here in the room. Okay, Ryan, you
by
can
the
ask.
way, I'm just curious. Do you bring people in your now? Can you bring me in your now?
Well, the
Can
whole,
I join you in that now?
Absolutely
Everybody is in the
right.
now, dude.
In fact, we'll
We're
do
all
that
connected.
exercise. Everybody is in the now, and what I'm inviting you to do is get to the space between the nows, so we connect at the center of everything.
And that's where extreme mindfulness comes in.
That's where
because
extreme
when you're
mindful-
in that X point, that's where
Exactly.
the most mindfulness happens.
That
and
and-
we all know to get over everything is mindfulness.
Mindfulness. It's really true. And
it's
that's
powerful.
where extreme speech comes into the same thing, because through extreme speech, I create these words in my mouth that support me in moving to the now. To the space between the nows.
And that's the sixth wisdom is words.
Oh, really? The sixth wisdom is words.
Right there on the-
I love
Better
this.
than
Right
a thousand
there.
hollow
Well,
words.
then
is the
I'm
one
going to have
word that
to.
brings
We're going to have to put a.
Buddha
add
says,
on.
better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace.
Oh yeah.
Well,
We can talk about words for a minute, because everybody out there, all these new wave self-improvement dudes, they all talk about thoughts, right? You look at the movie.
that's wisdom 5 over there.
Okay, the thoughts.
Yeah.
All right. But the way I see life, and we can talk about this more detail if you like, is that there are a series of vibrations. Some are more subtle than others. Like my physical life, that's pretty physical. I do things, boom, that's a big vibration, right? There's a vibration less subtle. It's feelings. And feelings are not quite physical. I can't punch a hole. I can't drill a hole in feelings like I can drill a hole in the desk, or I can drill a hole in your arm, right? But feelings move me and get my physical part going, right? Well, feelings are a vibration. They're more subtle. They're a sensation, vibration, more subtle than physical reality. Then there's a reality that's more subtle than feelings, and that's thoughts, which is in your book. And so thoughts give energy to feelings, which then add energy, more coarse than the thought, and then the feelings add energy to the physical reality, and then I act out my life, right?
And that's the mindfulness
Yeah.
triangle.
There-
Is
well,
it right? The feelings connect with your thoughts, connects with action.
Sure.
Are you familiar with the triangle?
Yeah, but
the
it's
behavioral
deficient
triangle.
because
Yeah, it's only-
it's a 4-dimensional reality, actually, maybe a 5th dimension, as Ryan pointed out. I'm investigating that right now as I'm speaking. I'm checking into this 5th dimension,
Well,
what
you
that
know.
means. But I do have.
It exists.
But I do have. Thank you, Ryan. But I
I've
do have
proven it already.
5 parts of me, and we've only discussed 3: physical reality, emotional reality, thought reality, mental
There's
reality.
2 more.
Oh, there are 2 more. And more subtle yet than thought reality is the knowing. Are there times when you know stuff, but you don't know why you know stuff? You just freaking know it?
Yeah.
Right. It's like
It's some people call the natural knowing.
natural
Natural
knowing.
knowing.
The heart of hearts knowing.
You are all mind blowing me right now. I'm just sitting here
Ryan's
going,
just going, ah.
maybe I moved into the 6th dimension now.
All right.
We're kicking gears.
That's right. So I would argue or point out that there's this knowing that's in the center of everything. That's the space between the now. That's what is there. It's the knowing. It's that super connection of all things. It's the quantum field. Do you know they've isolated? I don't know. Have we started the interview yet? We've isolated.
Yeah, we're totally in the
okay.
middle of this
They've
thing, baby.
isolated a vacuum, and they tried to say, okay, if I create this vacuum, what's going on in that vacuum? Because vacuum is supposed to be totally empty, right?
Right.
Well, they took this vacuum, this little tiny vacuum, they sucked everything out of it, spent a lot of
Nothing
money.
in there.
Nothing in there. And then they put a quantum analyzer on there. And you know what they found? Bubbles. There are quarks coming in and coming out of existence.
Whoa.
Billions of times per second. And they're just popping in, popping out, popping in, popping out. That's
This is
what's
quantum stuff.
This is it's happening in your and my body right now. Every
Popping in and out. And
We're
that's where
ju-
that
we're
that's
coming
where
in
that
and out of
natural
existence.
knowing, that's where the natural now happens.
That's it.
I got a lot of
Isn't
popping.
You have a lot of popping going on.
That's how when
The
you walk
bigger
in a
I am,
room,
the bigger I
and
am, right? The bigger the popping.
That's the more you
If
got.
you walk in a room and you feel bad about the room or
Yeah.
something, or the energy in the room.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel the energy all
Yeah.
the time,
Yeah.
and I've trained myself to be very
Yeah.
aware of people's energy and connect with people. I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about that all the time, how we connect to people, and that's what you're talking about, and that's the fourth. We haven't even gotten to the last.
We haven't
one
even
yet.
gotten to the last one yet, but I'm going to just point out, because you point out that one of them was words,
Yeah,
and the
and
other one was
thoughts.
Thoughts. Okay, so now I'm
Which you
completely
said was
confused.
the fourth.
No,
No, that's the third. Thoughts are the third, right?
Well, physical reality, emotional reality,
and
thought
thoughts
reality
is the third.
and then there's this knowing reality. And the way I like to look at those are all vibrations. They're actually sensations. And the problem is that you and I have created labels. And so we have this sensation going on in my brain. I have this
created
sensation.
labels, Ryan.
You have labels.
Yeah, labels.
I
I
have.
have a label maker.
Yeah, see, there you go.
We do in our head.
And somebody who made the label maker made a lot of money, and people like labels. In the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve are there, and of course, Adam's looking for a helpmate, right? And so God brings Adam. There are two stories of creation in the Bible, but we're not going to go there. The spiritual creation is in chapter 1. Chapter 2 is the physical creation, where everything's created, and Adam, and there's no woman, and they're looking for a helpmate.
That's right, because God talked about it first.
Right.
Then
Yeah.
they
well,
created
he actually
it.
created it spiritually
Yeah,
first.
exactly.
He created it thoughtfully,
Yeah, yes.
emotionally first.
Right.
The knowing happened, then the thinking happened, then the feeling happened, and now we're talking about a physical creation happening, which
So
is
it
chapter
went the
2.
other direction.
Yes.
From what you're talking about
Exactly,
right now.
because most people relate from physical reality and go this way, but when one starts at
we
the
still
source,
don't know what the fifth one is.
well, we're coming to the
getting
fifth
there,
one.
okay.
So Adam's sitting there in the Garden of
Excited.
Eden,
Ooh, so
and he's looking
excited.
for a helpmate, right? And God says it is not good that this human being be alone. By the way, Adam had no sex. Adam was neuter. He was androgynous. The word Adam in Hebrew means Adamus or earth. So the first human was not sexual. That first human was neither male nor female. If you read
Now we're getting deep.
yeah, well, if you read the Hebrew version of the Testament, Adam isn't a he, it's an it. Adam is it. And then it's not good that Adam, the first human, the androgynous being, be alone. And so then God says, okay, we're going to put him to sleep and take a rib out, which is all about DNA, and it's all about X chromosome and Y chromosome. And how do you explain that to people 6,000 years ago? You don't say, well, there's this DNA, and we have these chromosomes, there's an X and Y, and here's how creation happened. Instead, we go in and take a rib out, by the way.
It's a what's it called? It's when you use a picture to describe something.
Allegory.
No, symbolism.
Metaphor.
Symbolism.
Allegory, metaphor, symbolism.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
icon. Yeah, meme, those kinds of things.
Labels.
Yeah, labels. But see, and that's, if you listen to Jordan Peterson, he's really frustrated with some of these guys because these memes are memes, and we can argue about what's a cool meme, but underneath the meme is an archetype. And the archetype represents the spiritual, mental, knowing, physical meaning of what that stuff means. And rather than focusing on just the word, the meme, there's this whole cultural thing that happens about this. So I'm moving in a direction here. I
Okay.
promise.
You got it.
Okay, so Adam, and so he starts naming all these animals, doesn't find a helpmeet, puts them to sleep, pulls out the rib, and then we're ready to go, right? And so now, and what is the first thing he does when all the animals come? He starts naming them. And that's our thing, is to give a label to a thing. Okay, you're Ryan, I can put you in a Ryan box.
Yay, me.
Right? I'm not going to let you be anything else. Now, I'm here to Ryan to invite you to be Mr. X. Or better than that, just be X. Let's don't genderize it. You be whatever you want to be. Be X.
I'm X.
And if I manifest myself as X today, what am I? Interesting.
X.
I'm certainly not what I was in the last now.
Now,
I have a new now.
Does this go into the Jim Carrey? There's a whole thing on Jim Carrey right now with the way he's going.
He's Jim Carrey.
We're not here right now.
That's right. He touches on a lot of this thing. It's like the Matrix. Yeah.
Oh crap! Now.
So anyway, let's
we
go.
have fallen into a rabbit hole, and it's far
Yeah.
down.
So-
we still don't know 5 yet.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm going to 5
excited.
right now.
I'm really excited about 5.
Sorry.
Okay, good.
Because now is cool. I mean,
Okay.
I get the knowing,
You get
the
now,
natural
the
knowing.
Okay,
That's
good.
cool.
All right, good. So now let's go from the human experience. We went from gross sensation to finer and finer, more subtle sensations. Now I'm going to do the creation. We were all in the quantum void. We were super vibrating. We were everything everywhere. We were the super heterotic string that knew everything and was everywhere. A one-dimensional being is everywhere in the space where it exists. Okay, so then we decided
That's
we wanted
membrane. That's kind of like membrane theory.
Cool. Yeah, it could be. I don't. And then we decided we wanted a bigger experience of ourselves because it was boring.
Boring to be a big line
It was
of nothing.
to be everything.
Dimensional.
To be everything. It's more fun to be something than it is to be everything, right? And so I said to myself,
it's just like we talk about with people in business. You got to find your niche. You got to niche down your existence.
There you go.
To find some reason for living.
there
maybe?
you go.
Yeah.
Find the
Being an
X.
existing-
Forget the Y.
The
Find
meaning
the
of
X.
life.
The meaning of life. The
Find
full
your
measure
meaning.
of one's creation,
Find
so
your
to
meaning.
speak. Remember that?
But I've always thought I had the meaning of life figured out. I really have always
your
said
mistake. You
that
put a label on it.
Well, I figured that the meaning of life is to learn.
Okay, good.
Which means to just always be learning, never know enough,
What
never be
if-
enough, just keep moving forward.
What if the meaning of life is just to have an experience? I'm here to have an experience. That's why I'm here. Yeah. Okay, so here we are in the quantum void. Here I am. Here we are in the quantum void. We're going, wow, it's cool to know everything everywhere. And we have the whole universe right here in our face, everywhere I am. And so, but I want a bigger experience of myself, so I take a vacation. The
That was the
earthquake is
second
beginning.
earthdeal.
That's the second
Second
tremble of
earthquake.
the
That
deal.
never happened.
When I leave,
That
it'll
was
be as
weird.
though the earthquake hit because it'll be over. And then, so we slowed a part of ourselves down, dude. We slowed a part of ourselves down. Take a vacation. Leave some of it home, right? And come out like on a camping trip. We said,
is that something like the people talk about that we're all a part of God? And we were
Yes, we started
we were-
there.
yeah, and we just all kind of pieced off of
yeah,
God.
like I'm a piece
Yes.
of God, you're a piece of God,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to be a piece of God too?
This is
Well, how
why
do
I'm
I
not
have
the
to
go there, sorry.
How do I avoid it?
I'm just not the toenail, please.
Yeah, okay. So we come to this mental reality, and we have this mental thing. Now we can take all this knowledge and we stream it, and we come up with a story. Because I take the knowledge and I put a beginning on it, a middle, and I do all these nows. I have a beginning and a middle and an end, and then you have your beginning, middle, and end.
Is
and
it a
we're
way
s-
to make something
Yeah,
that our mind can figure out?
yeah. And we forgot that we know everything, and we're just playing with what we know, which is everything.
And when we let go of that and just connect with the now natural knowing,
Yes.
we get
Yeah.
we get closer to what we were.
Yes. What?
Wait, here it is.
I don't like the ending.
We still don't know 5.
I know it. And so now,
I don't think he's getting
but now look, each of us have a story, right? And I have a beginning, middle, end. You have yours, and we're all in this mental world, and we're going, wow, these are all cool. Let's do something about this. So we go to the next level. We get tired of that.
Is this it? Is this it?
No, and by the way, we invented time there. Because the mind is on my side. You bet it is.
Yes,
and I thought of
it
Chambers
is.
Brothers. Time! The old Chambers
Oh,
Brothers.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool song. All right, but look. So we invented time because now we can stream our knowledge. We had a beginning, middle, and end, right? So mind created time.
Tomorrow.
And when I come out of my mind, I go into no time, which is no space, which is in the middle of the nows, which is the
Which is the
space
X.
between the nows, which is the X, which is the knowing. All right, so
And that's 4. We
No.
just learned about the 4th piece.
no, we're at 2. So now we decide we want a bigger experience. We're coming down this way.
Ah, my brain.
First
My
is
brain is hurting.
first is the knowing.
Ow.
Second,
I'm pulling out of the energy. Feel it.
yeah. Somebody bring him a. Never mind.
I feel like I'm in the Matrix right now, and I've taken the red pill.
Yeah, well, there you go. You see? So we came from the knowing, which is everywhere always. We went into the thinking, which is sometimes, something sometimes, and a beginning in the middle. Then we go to feeling. So now in feeling, it's a course of vibration, even slower vibration, and we could now be right. I did the Thor thing, dude.
I love it.
I couldn't tap the table, but I could smash it
Yes,
because I got permission
smashing
from you.
is totally okay.
Right.
Do not tap the table, but
Right.
smash it all
But
you want.
smash it all you want.
As long as it's a statement and the mics can really pick it up.
That's right. So hopefully that woke whoever it was up. And so now I'm in a feeling thing, so I can be right about my thought. My thought is cooler than your thought. We're kind of trapped there on this planet right now, don't you think? We're kind of
yes.
trapped in this emotional
We
reality
so are.
where I define myself as how I feel about what I think.
And you're the only one that's right.
I'm the only one that's right.
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, you're the only one that's right because I'm wrong because I'm X.
Right, but
I'm
I'm
right
saying
and wrong.
that's what what
I
our
hear
world
you.
feels right now is that I understand what
Right.
everybody needs. If
Yeah.
everybody would just listen to
To
me
me, yeah.
because my brain works
Right.
better than everybody else's in the universe.
And by
that's
the way,
scary.
Plato thought of that, and that's his philosopher king and the allegory of the cave, where all these beings are in this cave. There's a fire there. The fire's too bright. Who wants to look at the fire? We can't. It hurts our eyes. So we look at the wall. And now we're looking at, and John Lennon wrote about this. I'm just sitting here watching the shadows on the wall, right?
He
You know the
imagined
song?
all the people.
I should have
too.
brought brought my music thing, and we just break now and listen to something interesting.
Imagine all the people living
Who needs a recording?
for today.
That's right. In fact, continue. I'm going to go to the bathroom right now because he's having so much fun.
Sorry, I have never had this many songs hit me in the face like this in an interview.
All right, dynamite. And so, here's all the people looking at the wall, and they're seeing the shadows on the wall, and they think this is freaking reality. And they're like dealing with the shadows, right? And then every once in a while, a philosopher king looks at the fire and then looks beyond the fire and sees this bright light at the end. And at first it's blinding, and he goes, man, that's blinding. But the philosopher king walks to the light, walks outside and says, hey, there's a world out here, comes back into the cave and says, people, follow me out of the cave. See, this is like, I'm right, everybody else is wrong. Follow me out of the cave because I'm going to lead us to enlightenment.
Yeah.
I don't usually speak like
I-
that, but
ooh,
Bobby's been inspiring here.
Well, he rubs off like that.
He rubs off. Yeah, does he? Yeah.
In life,
I heard that. I heard that. What you're talking about in college.
Philosopher,
In
yeah.
college, and
In college.
that was really awesome.
Yeah.
When I
And then what happened to everybody? They went outside and
That's
died.
we're doing it right now. That's what
We
we're
went
doing right now.
outside.
Some of us are outside. Some of us are standing there saying, I like my shadow.
Yeah, we're
Thank you
looking
very
at the
much.
shadows.
And they look at reality TV. And if you read Marshall McLuhan, The Medium is Massage, that's all TV is, a bunch of shadows flapping. Yeah. So here we are watching television, watching the YouTube, and we're watching shadows on the freaking wall, and we have a life that's potentially mine. That's the X factor.
Oh my gosh!
All right. So now
we still got the B for G question.
I know I haven't gotten.
Well, and we are gonna. So our thing runs out at 48 minutes.
Okay. Well, how many minutes we got left?
We're at 37 right now, so we have 11 minutes.
11 minutes left.
So
Okay, so I'm going to finish my story very quickly
Yes.
because I want to get to the fifth part of
thank you.
Please,
I'm going
you're
crazy.
gonna kill Bobby.
Oh my
That's
gosh!
right.
Instead of breaking the internet, it's break Bobby.
Breaking Bobby.
So, and here we
Good
are.
show.
I don't remember where I was exactly, thank you. But we're going to say that being in the cave
It's
and
so
looking at the
fun.
shadows is the fourth world. We're going to say that, the fourth vibration, the fourth sensation.
Of the natural knowing is being in the cave.
The natural knowing is the first sensation. The thinking
Seeing
is
the
the
shadows.
second. Yeah, no. That's the knowing where before the shadows were there. And then with the second level or the second sensation or the second vibration is the thinking part. Then we have the emotional part. Then we have the physical part. Now we're in the cave. That's the fourth world. By the way, the Hopi Indian believed that the two-leggeds came to the fourth world. This is their thing. I was teaching this, and all of a sudden I'm in a sweat lodge with a Hopi guy. He says, you're talking about fourth world. Did you know the Hopi Indian believed that the two-leggeds came to the fourth world by crawling up the ladder in the reed? Are you hip to that?
What does that mean?
Well, if I showed you a reed or like a straw and there was a ladder inside the straw, what would you think?
DNA.
DNA. And if you existed 10,000 years ago or 6,000 years ago, depending
how
on
would
your
you have
belief,
explained
how would you
DNA?
explain DNA? You'd
Crawling
say a
up a tube.
ladder in a reed.
Reed.
A ladder in a reed.
The Hopi Indians are amazing.
They are amazing. A lot of their stories are really amazing.
Well, this is pretty deep.
It is deep, and that's
This is the
it's
deepest the Biz for Good show
X
has
factor.
ever gotten.
Cool. And I'm trying to get done real fast here. So, okay, so now we're going to the fifth world. We're going to do the fifth.
We are gonna do
Is
it,
there-
dude.
Where's the
I
drum
am-
beat?
I-
Where's the drum beat? Isn't there? You got something for the fifth world.
Okay,
Don't
I'm lit.
tap the table.
Oh,
dude.
that was a drum beat.
Oh, that
That's
was a
not
drum beat.
tapping
That
the
was
table.
it. In fact, I was going to bring my ceremonial drum here.
Oh
I
man,
was.
that would have been cool.
I forgot it.
The only one,
We'll
only
do a
thing
drum circle real quick.
That's all I got.
That's all you got.
That's anti-
Oh my gosh.
Here comes
Okay.
the fifth world.
He took it. He used it. He got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to shut up because I'm totally engrossed.
The fifth world is words.
What?
Words.
What?
The words coming out of my mouth. Everybody focuses on how
He
thoughts.
did, but he didn't. He said words before we got to this whole concept thing, and now he's saying words again that it's the fifth. Oh my
it's
gosh,
the fifth
mind
world.
blown.
It's the fifth world. So you and I are on the same
Because
page.
it said in the Bible, with the Word, everything was created, right?
John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God.
Oh my!
Which is, if you look at this, is really cool. And this is
That
how.
was like the fourth, that book, the fourth
The Four Agreements.
Four
The Four
agreements,
Agreements.
which, by the way, number
Be
1's
your word.
impeccable. Number 2 is be your word.
Be your word.
All right. So now the fifth.
Don't take anything personal.
The fifth world, the fifth vibration, the fifth sensation is my words that come out of my mouth. Everybody focuses on how thoughts are so important. Very few people talk about how feelings are so important because they take us off of our thoughts.
Well, in my book, we talk about how words can destroy or
Yeah.
create.
Absolutely
They can
right.
destroy. They're
It's the fifth
poison,
world.
and they're also a vaccine.
Absolutely right.
Podcasts. Are
Yeah,
words.
podcasts
Absolutely.
are words.
We can change.
Words
We
are-
can change.
They
we can have
are
a movement.
so powerful.
Yeah, that's what the Truth Speak is all about. That by if I want to change my life, I change my brain. If I want to change my brain, I change my story. If I want to change the story, I change the words coming out of my mouth. And this goes along with affirmations and all this New Age stuff.
Oh man!
Don't
that's
say
good.
anything negative. Don't say anything negative about myself or about others. And there's some great scriptures
That
where
leaves-
Jesus says
Well, that goes along
Now,
with
this is-
Four Agreements of don't take anything
This
personal.
This
There you
goes
go.
good with
That's
B
right.
Because
for G
either
right
good
now.
or bad.
think that's
that's
three.
that's
Yeah.
the problem that people think. Well,
Right.
I want to take things personal. That's
Right.
good to me. But
Right.
but if you depend on those, then the anytime somebody says something bad,
Yeah.
it will destroy you. You cannot take things personal. It's not about you anyway. It's about them.
it's the ultimate distraction.
Exactly.
Coming back to like our little X Google challenge today, right? How to
absolutely.
eliminate distraction.
But it goes well with biz for good and being good and doing
Absolutely.
good.
It does.
It goes
This
along with
all
everything.
comes back around.
Together.
So can we ask you that question? What does
Okay.
biz for good mean to you? Now that we've got this collective, can you give us in the next
I love the fact that
7
you're
minutes?
be good, do good. You know, a lot of people say, well, if you have this, then you can do this, and then you can be something. Or they say, if you do this, then you can have this, and you can be something. And I love your slogan because it all starts with being. I be who I am, I do what I do, and I have what I have.
If you live the be good world,
Absolutely.
where it's not inward
Good
focus,
words,
but outward
good thoughts.
focus.
Yes. Feelings.
Good feelings.
And I'm going to have the feelings I have. Sometimes the feelings I have suck. So what
It's
I
what
can
kept
do,
us alive in the jungle. I mean, being negative kept us alive.
I hear you.
I mean,
In the
it
jungle.
kept us from it kept us from getting eaten by bears.
That's right. There's a part of the lizard brain. I talk about this in my webinars on Sundays at 1:00. Do I get to promote that? or did I just do-
Absolutely. You get to
Okay.
promote. That's why you're here,
Yeah,
man, to
biz
promote your.
for good. And so, but that's the lizard brain does that. I mean, the lizard brain looks at you and say, "Are you dinner or am I dinner?" I mean, that's what
Right.
the lizard brain
Yeah,
does.
that's it.
We walk around the street, we look at people. Is
Yep.
this dinner or am I dinner? And that's what we do. We got to
But
come out of
now
that
our
lizard brain.
collective-
Yeah, then the limbic system is the mammalian brain that says, hey, there are times when being together is important, like a mother needs a child needs a mother. We need a community, we need a tribe, limbic brain.
I think we need to read this thing again. If I want to change my life, I change my brain. If I want to change my brain, I change my story.
There you go.
If I want to change my story, I change the words coming
out of my mouth. If I change the words coming out of my mouth, I'm changing my story right off the bat. I'm not going to say negative stuff. I'm not going to say negative stuff about you. There are 4 reasons for telling a story. Number 1 is an excuse. And who needs to hear another excuse?
Nobody needs to hear.
Nobody.
another
Another.
excuse.
The next thing is I want to be right. So I'm telling my story to
Be
be
right.
right and prove you're wrong. I'm the philosopher king. The next thing, you guys are looking at the clock. Am I getting a hint? Where's the cane? The next thing is
The problem is it shuts off in 48 minutes and then we're
good.
done.
All right, so I can quit now, or I can finish this last
yeah,
little
no,
thought.
finish this
All
up.
right, so the be right guy is the philosopher king who he's right, everybody's wrong. You already mentioned this dude, right?
Yep.
Listen to me, I know the thing. Then that's shamelessness. That's superhuman. John Bradshaw talks about this in his book, Creating Love.
Superhuman.
Yeah, like I can do anything. Watch The Secret and I can have 5 BMWs, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's shameless because it's not real. All right, then there's the third level of telling a story, which is the victim side. That's the be wrong. I identify myself by being a victim every freaking where I go. And so, like, I know I'm cool
Poor me.
because I'm a victim and you're the brain guy, so I'm going to latch around with you and be a groupie and I'm going to save myself. That's the victim fourth thing. That's shamefulness. That's toxic shame. The fourth reason.
Brene Brown there.
The fourth reason for telling a story is to create a healing opportunity. This is what this is, right? It's where I look at my story and I tell people in my workshops, don't believe anything I say. Do not believe anything I say. Test what I say and see what works inside of you, because this is about remembering. It's about me remembering who I am. It's about you it's about the X. It's about you remembering who you are, and it's about us playing together. So that's the 4 reasons to tell a story. Now continue.
I love it. Wow.
Well, how can we get we
action item? We got to have an action item for the listeners before we go.
Sunday, 1 o'clock Mountain Time. Go to Facebook. That's the best place to get me right now. Facebook, there's a thing called Extreme Mindfulness.
So Facebook/Extreme Mindfulness.
I go into Facebook, I go into the search box, and I type Extreme Mindfulness. You guys are too technical for me.
Okay.
All right, and then it shows my thing, and I'm at 1 o'clock Mountain Time every Sunday.
1 o'clock Mountain Time every what?
Every Sunday. And
every Sunday, 1 o'clock.
Yep.
You go live?
You go live.
I'm live.
So,
and
but
like the first thing I do,
they're there though, so we could watch the older ones, can't we?
Oh,
on
you
Facebook?
can't watch. No, I've got them recorded. I got Zoom, so it actually transcribes them. I don't like it because I'm writing all my books right now, and
but doesn't Facebook keep the lives?
No,
on
I
the
don't
page?
do live, dude. I just do web. I do Zoom.
Oh,
I'm
you
a
just
Zoomer.
click on a link and you go to
and I
it.
invite people to come into my Zoom link.
okay, there we go.
Okay,
That's-
good.
Ooh,
And then as I
interesting.
get them edited, I will make them available to people who really like that kind of thing.
Oh,
Out of the
I
last
like
year,
that.
I've only missed 2 Sundays.
So you got a lot of stuff.
I got a lot of stuff, dude. That's why
Oh my
they have
gosh,
a book
you
chapter.
could
that I
have like 100 episodes of a podcast already.
I do. Probably do. But I'm not happy with them because what I do at the beginning of my thing, I say, who's out there? What you got? Bring it on. And I listen to people's questions. And as soon as I get something, just like you gave me this thing about distractions. And you said, I pick whatever it is and I put it. It's like putting a screw up my nose, dude.
Just gotta figure it out.
I just got to figure this out.
He's got
Well,
the
this
ADD of learning.
This is so the ADD of learning. This is so deep. When is your book coming out? When can we promote that? Because I totally freaking want to read it
I'm
right
doing
now.
workshops. I just did a workshop in Portland. I had 15 people there. We discovered ground rules and boundaries and how I changed my relationships. I base it on real estate, which is my other incarnation. I help people with 401ks and IRAs invest in real estate or other businesses. I show them how to set up their documentation. I'm kind of a transaction engineer. And the very important thing is, am I dealing with someone who keeps their word? Because if they don't keep their word, I don't want to invest with them,
Be
right?
your word.
You know, you nailed it on the head.
Absolutely. And it's a be good, do good
Yeah.
piece. I mean, your word is one of the most powerful things you have. I tell my kids all the time, your word is the only thing you got, guys.
That's it.
It's the only thing that is you.
Can I coach you on that?
Yeah.
Because you just said your word is the only thing you have. I'm going to suggest to you it'd be better to say to your kids, my word is the only thing that I have. And I hope to teach you that same thing.
yeah.
And kids,
I like
challenge me when I'm not my word.
Yeah.
See, I get my-
I'm the accountability king at my home, so my
Yeah,
kids.
that's exactly
Is that
right.
accountable, Dad?
My
Yeah,
mom.
It is.
My mom said to me, don't do what I do what I tell you to do.
Yeah.
She was honest,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Most parents aren't honest.
Yeah, absolutely. So so Facebook extreme not makeover
Mindfulness.
mindfulness.
We'll give you a makeover.
Extreme mindfulness.
Extreme mindfulness.
Extreme mindfulness.
And here
Make
we didn't
over
even-
your mind.
We didn't even do my mindfulness deal.
Well, let's do it.
30
so what's
seconds?
going to happen? No,
Okay, good.
this is actually going to run out.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is we do 2 recordings because we want to make sure, and this one is usually the better recording, but we'll tag the end with the other recording too.
Okay.
So let's just keep going, people. We got
I
to
see.
meditate. We got to learn this meditation thing before we leave.
I really like this.
Extended with Mr. X.
Extended with Mr. X, Sun Serpent Walking.
Okay, good. So this is the end of this segment, and I'm gonna sit and relax for a second.
No, we're going to
Dun,
keep going.
dun,
Oh,
dun.
you're gonna keep going now. It's like this virtual segment, right?
It's a virtual thing.
All right, good.
Yes.
So now we're in extended time, and I can talk about
Your workshop.
extreme mindfulness and my
Yes.
workshop.
Yeah.
All right, so I get these people around, and we talk about ground rules and how important they are, and how the words coming out of my mouth affect everything that's going on around. And so it's kind of a thing. If you've done LifeSpring or Landmark,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, or
we've heard of those.
or you've done Impact, which is
Yep.
kind of a local thing around
Yep,
here.
Impact.
It's kind of like that. It comes from the
Lift
same
off
technology.
151, people. No, actually, I was lift off 150.
Okay, good.
Anyway.
But see, I wrote an article back in '82 when I went and did this. I haven't told you the best part of my thing. In an article I wrote.
What? You have waited this whole time?
I
You
know
haven't
it.
told us the best part yet?
Listen, the only ones who are hearing this are the ones who are enthused enough to click the extended link. And now you get the real truth. Everything I've been saying up to now is a lie.
This is going to run all together. Yeah.
Oh, it's
wow, this is great. Everything we've said. Now
we're going to tell you the
you
truth.
are going to learn the true secret.
Yeah. So I
Not
wrote
the false secret that show is.
That's
but
right.
The real one.
So I wrote an article called "From the Aha Experience to Real Consciousness." And those workshops are the aha experience. It's about like, I have this belief system. Can I step through? And there's some guru up there saying, step through your belief system and have it all.
Instantly.
Which is, it's shameless. I can't even cuss.
Good job.
on the-
Good job on catching
Yeah,
that.
I-
Good job on
Bunky.
catching that.
Bull pucky. And so
Dude,
it's
I usually
shameless.
would say you fly and fly.
Yeah, okay. I've never said that, and I don't think I will. Don't take it personally, though. Agreement number 3. Okay.
Yeah, got it. I won't take it personally.
All right.
Ever since I've learned that agreement, my life is much better.
That's right. Oh, where was I? Anyway, so
Workshop.
yeah, I did these workshops, and I wrote this article From the Aha Experience to Real Consciousness, and the idea is that I believe those workshops are run by, it's a dysfunctional model. These people were raised in a dysfunctional family model where there's an authoritarian guy who knew what was going on and was saving the world. It's the philosopher king.
You're saying all these gurus that are doing self-development and all that stuff.
And I tell people, do not believe anything I say. Now, did I say that in the first segment? I hope I did. I'm not the guru. I'm the servant. I'm the mirror. When you open your
You're
mouth,
the guide.
I'm a guide, maybe?
You're the guide.
Nah, that's even pretentious.
That's the
I'm a
fourth-
freaking mirror.
That's the fourth agreement. The first.
What is that?
He goes to this place. He comes back and he sees his reflection.
I've never read that book, so
Oh, you should. That's the
Wow.
first
I
part.
read
of
the
book.
table of contents.
Yeah, where he's doing his
And he
training.
comes back and he tells everybody, "Look what I learned. Look what I learned." And they're like, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah. That's the philosopher king problem. Yeah, oh, look what I've seen the light. And I'm saying, hey, I don't know anything. Close your eyes. Let's remember something. Go for it. Go for the X. That's what I'm really doing. So
Okay, we're going to do that right
we
now.
can do it right
Can
now
we
if
do
you want
this?
to,
I
yeah.
want to do this meditation thing.
Okay.
Is everybody up for this, guys? Okay, they're all shaking their head. That's
Okay,
good. Nobody's
so-
going, no.
Since we're on extended, I'm going to tell you. So, like, where did I come up with this? I started with TM back in the 60s, Transcendental
TM,
Meditation.
Transcendental Meditation.
The Om thing, right? And then I discovered I was an adult child of alcoholic parents. I was doing very well in business, making a lot of money. I studied 4 kinds of hypnotherapy, and then I discovered Vipassana meditation. Do you know what Vipassana is? Vipassana meditation.
Possum.
It's not possum. But my auto
Is it
text.
mindfulness meditation?
It's a kind of mindfulness meditation. It's
I've
supposed.
got my own that has to do with senses.
It's purported to be pristine Buddhism, the way Buddha taught it back in 650 BC. And by the way, did you know that Lehi and Buddha were contemporaries? Never mind. A lot of people don't know who Lehi is. So, but actually,
cool.
this is strange, and I say this most humbly. I'm glad this is on the extended part because I would hate to like put this out like to the public.
Oh, it is out to the public.
But
this
I-
extended part is there just like it was
Just
out.
like-
I'm sorry I threw you off. We're not extended. Just
Yeah.
We just continue.
more time. More
Yeah,
time.
this
Oh, I
is more
see.
time extended.
Oh, well, then-
not someplace else they need to go to listen to this.
Well, then
although
I'm not
that
going
would
to.
be good.
I'm not going to finish this then because it's no. And so,
You'll have to get it on our Patreon.
so then I learned. Then I learned
don't have.
Vipassana. Vipassana is a 10-day meditation, meditating from 4:30 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. 10 days of that with a 9-day.
4:30 in the morning.
4:30 in the morning till 9 o'clock at
I'm
night.
going to
4
be
a.m.
taking a
warriors.
nap
For
in
10
between there
days
somewhere.
with a 9-day vow of silence.
9 day.
Yeah,
9 days.
I could totally do that.
Okay.
Why is everybody laughing? What's
Yeah,
so
okay.
funny?
Okay. And
I'll tell my wife that. She would
guys,
love that.
I've done 25 of those.
Oh my!
And what was interesting was I actually invented the process myself through my hypnotherapy. I'd studied 4 different kinds of hypnotherapy. I created this process called the 13 Steps to All of Me and identified this process. And Vipassana is very much like that. In fact, first they start out with an Anapana breath, which I'm going to teach you in 3 seconds here, in 30 seconds. And then they go to this Vipassana, which is full body sensation breathing. And I'm going to teach the essence of that so you can do it in 30 seconds.
Oh man, I talk about meditation in my book. I talk about meditation. Meditation has changed my world.
It's
It's
amazing.
something I do in the morning, 30 minutes every morning. I love it. It's a way to connect, especially with high strung folk. Or at least I think I'm high strung. People tell me I am. Whatever. meditation is a powerful, powerful tool. I'd love to learn more and connect and
Cool.
and get that. So
Well, here's the process. So
Let's do
first
it.
of all, and this is weird because I'm not sure. When I'm doing my webinars, I put a screen up that says "We're breathing. Join us." Because we'll spend 3 or
We're
4 minutes.
breathing, people.
Yeah,
Join us.
We spend 3 or 4 minutes but we're only going to do 30 seconds. So like people will go, what happened to my podcast? But here's how it goes. So first of all, practice what is called nose breathing or anapana breath. And so just kind of close your eyes if you're driving, do not close your freaking eyes. You can do this even when your eyes are open. You can do
you know,
this
it's
with
a
your eyes.
sad world that we have to tell people that, but it's
right.
true.
It's really true.
true.
So now I'm breathing. And so notice the air going in and out of your nose. I'm going to notice the air going in and out of my nose. And I'm going to notice that, and I invite you to notice, whether or not the air going in is warmer than the air coming out or vice versa. Is the air more moist going in or is it drier going in? And is it more moist or drier going out? So just notice the breath there, and it'll give you a few seconds to notice the breathing. There are little hair follicles in your nose. They are actually the electrons in the hair follicles are brushing up against the electrons in the air molecules. They're actually not touching. It's the magnetic fields of those electrons bouncing from each other where I create the sensation of touching. And so now you should have a full experience. I thank you for your heavy breathing in the deal. I can hear it, which is, really cool. Yeah, so it's cool. So now look, notice where you're experiencing the sensation in your nose, and I invite you to bring that forward. Like wherever you are in your nose, bring it forward. This is called samadhi or focus. I'm trying to give you the beginning and the advanced lesson at the same time. So if you can, now if you're only experiencing breath in the back of your nose, then stay there. But what I want you to do is notice the subtlest sensation. The subtlest sensation is a key word in mind at rest meditation. Because while the sensation of the breath in the back of the nose may be subtle, I'm going to bring my attention forward, my focus forward. Can you notice the breath going in and out of the nose around the rings of the nostrils? Now, if you don't, then breathe slightly hard, kind of puff out or snort in. Go. And kind of notice the sensation of the breath going around the rings of the nostrils, and then stop. And whatever you're experiencing right there is perfect. You might argue, well, I'm not experiencing anything. Yes, you are. It's just that your brain is so freaking coarse. It's likely that, well, I'll speak with the truth of my experience, was my brain was so coarse that at first I had trouble noticing those subtle sensations. And the more I want to use more of my brain, the more subtle my sensations need to be. Okay, and now the final step for the advanced student is to take your pinky finger and touch the base of the septum, right at where it connects to the upper lip. Touch that little place right there. Now that is the focal point. Now take your finger away and notice the breath, if you can experience the breath going through that, going next to that place. So whether you're in that focal point or whether you're around the rings of your nostrils or whether you're in the back of the nose, anywhere, just experience the breath in your nose. Now, here comes the next part of any questions so far on this part of it. Everybody should be having a sensation. Everybody's asleep, so that's perfect. The goal of mind at rest is to do this for 10 minutes without falling asleep, and Western minds tend to fall asleep. All right, now here's what we're going to do. Notice that you may be having thoughts. I'm going to invite you to observe the thoughts without thinking them. Most of us, when we have a thought, we track the thought, right? And that's what we do. And so we're up all night long because, I remember, I'm sitting here meditating. I need to be driving my car. I'm on my way to the grocery store. I need to get this. I need to call my friend because they need something in the store. And that's how it goes all night long. And then finally we drop dead asleep at 3 o'clock, right? So some of us. And so don't track the thought. If the thought comes in, just set it over to the side and focus on the sensation in the nose. That's the key. Every time a thought or a sensation, a feeling, a physical sensation like maybe something, a fly on your arm, anytime that distracts you from your breath, you count that, okay? And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to count every time a sensation takes me away from the focus of my breath in my nose. And we're going to do this for 30 seconds. I'm bringing up a timer right here, and we're going to set this timer for 30 seconds. And my phone shut down. Keep breathing. Keep noticing the sensation in your nose. Notice the subtlest sensation. And we're going to go for 30 seconds. And when a thought comes in, don't track it. Don't think it. Sit it off to the side. Become the observer, not the thinker. We're moving to the knowing. We're moving to the fourth dimension. We're moving to the seventh direction. We're moving to the space between the nows. The thought comes in, let it sit out there. for 30 seconds. Here we go. Begin. Okay, cool. Now, you can open your eyes and join me here now. Did you have more than 4 thoughts or less than 4 thoughts? You had 4. You had more than 4.
Less 3.
You had 3?
I had 3 as well.
3? Ryan?
Less than 3.
Less than 3. Cool. So your job is going to be how to stay awake during this process.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. See, and it's about being the observer. It's actively being in that first dimension, the quantum dimension, in the space between the nows and observing the nows. And we're treating the thoughts as the nows. And we call them thoughts, but the fact of the matter is, whether I have a physical sensation on my arm, an emotional feeling of disgust or urgency or anxiety, or a thought in the brain, they're all sensations. And I've learned to give them a label. And the idea is to get rid of the labels. Just notice the sensation, the subtlest sensation. Allow the thoughts, feelings, and things to come in, but observe them. So as I'm doing this, if a dog barks, I don't have to think, oh, that's the neighbor's dog. Dadgum, that neighbor. They always let their dog out. Oh, the poor postman's at risk. I don't do that. I am aware that the dog is barking. I'm aware where the dog is. I am noticing whether the dog is in safety or needs my help. If the dog needs my help, I stop all this nonsense and go help the freaking dog, right? This is not about being the philosopher king. This is about being in touch with my experience. And if something tells me that dog has a problem, I'm going to go help the dog, right? It's about sensitivity.
You don't just say, no, I'm meditating right now. I'm sorry that lady is screaming.
That's right.
She needs to just mellow out while I meditate.
And here's what's cool is that one tunes into this idea of being aware of one's reality without thinking thoughts about it. One actually experiences the reality more purely than before, and actually levels of compassion increase.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Uh-oh. Now we have 2 problems.
I broke the system.
Crap.
I love that screensaver there on that. That's exactly what happened.
Okay. So we went over how to get a hold of people and stuff, and I'm really meditated out right now. So I'm meditated in, maybe.
You're feeling the vibrations.
One with my now.
You're in the vibrations of the now.
I'm just feeling X.
Well, I have one more thought on this. If I get 4 thoughts or less, I go from 30 seconds to 60. 4 thoughts or less, I go from 60 to 90. 4 thoughts
Until
or less,
you
I
get
go
some
from
more
90
thoughts.
until I get to 10 minutes. And the goal is to do this process for 10 minutes, having 4 thoughts or less and not falling asleep.
Yeah, wow,
there you go.
I listen to meditations to fall asleep.
Exactly. And I'm inviting you to find your ex.
Yeah, I got to find my ex. Not my ex-wife. All right, we're going to leave the show today. We want to thank you for being on the show, Steve, or how do you say? What's your Indian name again?
Steve Sun Serpent Walking Thomas.
We learned a lot of insights, deeper than we've ever gone on the Biz for Good show.
Deeper, deep.
Are we recording still?
Who knows?
We are recording still, Ryan.
We have not broke the internet. All right.
We have not broke the internet. We are still recording.
We're going to leave the show with the hashtag Be Good, Do Good 3 times. We
3
get louder
times,
on the third
people.
one.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready. I've listened to this
All
before.
right. Oh, good.
I've yelled along with you.
Really? Wow.
In fact, I was about to fall asleep, and this woke me right up.
Nice.
So this is good.
That's what we do it for.
Is that what we do it for? Is it to show the
producer
where to cut the
we're
show?
Yeah. There's a lot of reasons. Really.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons. And it's because it's fun.
It's cool.
It's super
It's a
fun.
hip thing to do. It's
Hip thing.
crazy.
Okay, it's crazy, people. Okay, Ryan, take us out.
Hashtag Be Good,
Do good.
Hashtag
Be good, do
good.
Hashtag bring